Hi, it's Brian Kazula with the Real Estate Explainer. And today I wanted to go over the Chenoa Fund. So this is a very interesting program that I've come across recently. It'll allow you to purchase a property at 100% financing. So what you're doing is you're actually going to use the FHA loan at 96.5%, and then the Chenoa Fund will provide you the 3.5% down payment. So what it is that the Chenoa Fund is a down payment assistance program that's designed to provide home buyers with a down payment to purchase a home. Essentially, the program allows you to buy a home with no down payment. I'm going to put a giant asterisk here is don't think that you can buy a home with literally $0 down. You're still going to need money to help cover the closing cost, moving expenses, and make sure you read the entire blog post, and I'll definitely cover this, and I'll go over it in this video that I'm putting out. So the Chenoa phone will provide you with a 3% down or 3.5% down payment on an FHA loan, or 3% down payment on a conventional loan plus 0.5% to help cover the closing costs. So that's a really nice feature. So for example, if you're looking to purchase a home in, let's say, Orlando, Florida for $180,000, FHA will lend you the 96.5% or $173,700, which means you would need to come in with the additional 3.5% or $6,300. In a typical transaction, these funds would come from your own savings or perhaps a gift. By using the Chenoa fund, you don't have to come up with a $6,300 down payment. Chenoa will provide this money to you. This creates the 100% home financing. So where does a Chenoa fund loan come from? So the CBC Mortgage Agency, also known as a Cedar Band Corporation Mortgage Agency, also known as the CBCMA, provides the Chenoa Down Payment Assistance Loan. The way they're able to provide the second mortgage up to 100% financing is that the CBCMA is considered a government entity. They're owned by a native band of American Indians, which grants them the ability to provide this type of program. So it's definitely an interesting workaround when it comes to FHA and HUD, but it is an allowable program. So the CBCMA does not originate mortgage loans. They work with approved lenders, also known as correspondent lenders, to provide the down payment assistance. So this is really important for you to know because you just can't go get this loan. You're really going to have to work with a loan officer or a lender who is going to underwrite and fund the loan through the CBCMA. So how do you do that? How are you going to find that individual? I definitely recommend that you reach out to us, and we'd be more than happy to connect you with a real estate agent who already has a lender that they're working with that understands how to originate these loans. The reason why I say a real estate agent and not a lender is most lenders are not going to offer this program just because they don't know about it. So to dive in a little bit deeper, how does a Chenoa fund work? So the Chenoa fund works by creating a second mortgage which may or may not be required to be repaid. So that's a key takeaway. It is a second mortgage. This is not a grant or free money. It's a second mortgage that goes against your property, and it may or may not require to be repaid. So at first glance, the loan program seems too good to be true, a loan that may or may not be required to be paid back. But once you take a look at the guidelines and rates, you can see where the money comes from. The CBCMA increases the rate on the first mortgage to really cover the risk associated with the second mortgage. So you're not going to be getting the best interest rate out there as if you had the 3.5% down saved up in the bank. They've got to account for the risk, so they increase your first mortgage, or they increase the rate on your first mortgage. But really, this isn't such a bad thing if you're able to purchase a property without having to save up for the down payment. So like I said, don't let this scare you off. Most down payment assistance programs do this. The benefit of the programs include that it's a stable program, it's continuous non-bond funding, meaning the program isn't going to dry up. They've got the money that's available. The down payment assistance program is not necessarily going to run out of money, which can be problematic for other programs. The Chenoa Fund is not going to have this issue. When the first mortgage funds, the CBC MA requires the lender to sell them the loan, and then the down payment assistance is reimbursed to the originating or correspondent lender. And this is why there's not too many lenders that participate. A lot of banks or corresponding lenders just don't want to take on this risk. To dig in a little bit deeper, the Chenoa program has 4 different programs that are out there. I think it might be a little bit more on their website, but it's 4 basic programs, and I'm not going to go over all the details on this video. I'll definitely let you read it on the post, so make sure to go over to realestateexplainer.com/Chenoa fund. So again, that's realestateexplainer.com/Chenoa fund. And you can read all about the different programs that they have. So the Chenoa Fund underwriting guidelines. So the guidelines, they're going to be similar like most loan programs. I don't want to say it's like a choose your own adventure book, but it really is. They seem pretty straightforward, but they get a little more complicated depending on the option that you choose. The minimum credit score, which is pretty generous, goes down to a 620. The maximum debt to income ratio is at 50%. There are income limits, AMI limits that will impact the type of loan program that you'll qualify for. You're going to want to definitely talk to your lender about the underwriting guidelines to make sure that this down payment assistance program works for you. And then how do you apply for the Chenoa loan or the Chenoa Fund loan? So the Chenoa loan down payment assistance is not offered by all lenders. Most bankers and most mortgage lenders likely have never heard of the program. And again, that's why I recommend that you work with a real estate agent who can refer you over to a lender who understands the Chenoa program. And then just like most loans, you're going to want to gather your supporting documents ahead of time. So go ahead and do the lender a favor and do yourself a favor and pull together 1 month's most recent pay stubs, so your last 30 days most recent pay stubs, your W-2s and your tax returns for the last 2 years, your bank statements, all pages, all asset accounts for the last 2 months, and make sure that you have these in PDF format, clear, easy to read PDF format. If you don't have them in PDF format because you've got hard copies of your tax returns, it might be worth it to take a trip down to Kinko's and get those scanned in and put onto a USB thumb drive just so you can send them over to your lender when they request them. So I hope this answers some pretty basic information regarding the Chenoa Fund loan or down payment assistance program. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions on the program, and I'd be happy to get you in contact with a realtor who can help point you in the right direction. Thanks and have a great day. Talk to you soon.